I want to welcome all of you to this grand 40th anniversary celebration. I was requested to formally inaugurate this festival. The first aspect was lighting a lamp. That was done by several of the senior devotees present here. And I thought that on this occasion, I could present some of the events that took place that eventually led to the inauguration of the temple on Ram Navami 1975, 40 years ago. As we know, Prabhupada had a very deep relationship with Vrindavan. Prabhupada, he has a famous quote, "Ram is my office, Vrindavan is my home, and Maya is my place of worship." So Prabhupada spent considerable time in Vrindavan. After taking sannyas on 17 September 59, Prabhupada came to recite at the Radha Damodar temple. While reciting over there, he translated his Srimad Bhagavatam. He would regularly travel from Mathura to Vrindavan in third class. You don't even have these third class compartment anymore. And get his books printed in Delhi. Single-handedly translating the books, collecting the Lakshmi to finance the books, supervising the production, and then distributing the books. So Prabhupada started all this activity, the Bhagavatam translation in Vrindavan. And then, after a long struggle, Prabhupada finally sailed to America on 13 August 65. This year actually is very significant for devotees because this year we're celebrating the 50th anniversary. We're celebrating over here right now the 40th anniversary of the opening of the Vrindavan temple. But in August, we are going to celebrate the 50th anniversary of Prabhupada's departure from India for America. And next year, we're going to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the incorporation of ISKCON. Prabhupada sailed to America in August 65, and on September 17th, he reached America. And after reaching America, again it was a struggle. And Prabhupada had to very intensively struggle for nearly 1 year. And after that, he formally incorporated ISKCON on 11 July 1966, nearly 50 years ago. And then Prabhupada started his preaching movement, opened the temple in New York, San Francisco. But then in May 67, I believe it was May 31st, he had a heart attack while he was in San Francisco. And then Prabhupada decided to come to Vrindavan to recuperate. Prabhupada spent nearly 5 months recuperating in Vrindavan in 67. But at that time, Prabhupada was intensively also, while recuperating, he was also searching for a place where he could establish a center in Vrindavan. He wanted a center in Vrindavan where his foreign disciples would come and study Sanskrit and the Vedic literature. And Prabhupada was talking about calling it the American house or the Indo-American house. And Prabhupada was actively looking for some land. There was some possibility of getting some land near Radha Damodar temple, but that fizzled out. And then again there was some possibility of getting some land near Keshigarh, but that also did not happen. So Prabhupada came in June to India. He stayed in Vrindavan till almost December. And by December his health had recovered. And then Prabhupada went back to the West to resume his preaching activities. And in 1970, ISKCON purchased the Rukmini Dwarkadish temple in Los Angeles. This was the first major temple that was established by ISKCON. And Prabhupada installed the deities. He named them Rukmini Dwarkadish. And he declared Los Angeles to be his world headquarters. And devotees were, at least in North America, I remember, devotees were going there to get trained up and so on. So Prabhupada, this what I'm going to reveal, was revealed by Prabhupada in a conversation with Gopal Krishna Maharaj in June 77. June 77, Prabhupada was talking to Gopal Krishna Maharaj about this incident that took place in 1970. One day, Prabhupada was standing in front of the deities of Rukmini Dwarkadish. And the Lord Dwarkadish, told Prabhupada, now you should go back to Vrindavan. Prabhupada said, I came here to carry out my Guru's order to stand, and now I want to train up these Western youth in America. And my godbrothers are there in India. They'll take care of India. But the Lord said, no, when you were settled in Vrindavan, I brought you to the West. Now, I want you to go back to Vrindavan, and I'll give you a facility better than what you have in Los Angeles. So Prabhupada was ordered by Dwarkadish to come back to Vrindavan. And this was revealed by Prabhupada personally. Prabhupada said, I wanted to stay in the West. And the Lord ordered me to go back to India. So then finally, Prabhupada with his group of Western disciples, at that time there were virtually no Indian disciples, at least in India. So Prabhupada then with his Western disciples came back to India. They started having Pandal programs in different parts of India. Some of the Pandal programs were so successful, they were attracting over 20,000 people. Prabhupada had major Pandals in different parts of the country. And I believe there was a big Pandal program held in November in Delhi, which was also very well attended. So Prabhupada then came to Vrindavan. He brought his Western disciples, who were there for 5 days. Prabhupada took them on parikrama to different locations. And Prabhupada was reciting at the Radha Damodar temple. And Prabhupada's real goal was to get a center established over here. When Prabhupada came back with the Western disciples, he was given a very warm welcome by the mayor and the citizens of Vrindavan. There was a big function in which Prabhupada was honored, and the mayor, he gave a long talk. But the gist is, he said, Prabhupada did the impossible. Prabhupada took Vrindavan to every corner of the globe, and Prabhupada has a vision to preach the message of Vrindavan globally. And they said the proof is all these Western devotees were present in front of us. So it was a long speech in which Prabhupada was glorified and for his achievements. So at that time, Prabhupada also came in touch with the Shroff family. Mr. and Mrs. Shroff were pious people. They had, Prabhupada had kirtan in their house on a few occasions. So one day Prabhupada told him, I want some land in Vrindavan where I can build a temple. So Mr. Shroff said, I have some land in Vrindavan, but it's very, very far. Nobody will ever go there. It's in Raman Reddy. And at that time, Raman Reddy was considered to be another town, not integral part of Vrindavan. And the passage from Vrindavan to Raman Reddy was so dangerous that nobody would even walk in the evening in this area. So the Prabhupada sort of, in a way, Mr. Shroff was discouraging Prabhupada from even seeing this land. Prabhupada said, no, I want to see it. So Mr. Shroff took Prabhupada in his car and brought Prabhupada to Raman Reddy. Raman Reddy, when Prabhupada came to Raman Reddy, he was very, very happy. He said, this is the place where Krishna Balaram performed their childhood pastimes. I would like to build a temple over here. And Mr. Shroff said, in Raman Reddy, you want to build a temple? It's so far. This reminded me of what took place in Bombay. In Bombay, Mandamat temple was in Akash Ganga on Warden Road. And Prabhupada was looking for a location to build a major temple. And Prabhupada found this place, and Jew, at that time Jew was considered too distant. And Prabhupada wanted to take the place, but his disciples said, Prabhupada, Jew, nobody's going to come. We should not have a temple there. But Prabhupada, as usual, always had the right vision. So Mr. Shroff was telling Prabhupada that this place is very, very far. No one's going to come over there. But Prabhupada over here says, oh, this is where Krishna Balaram performed their childhood pastimes. I'd like to construct a temple here. The Prabhupada asked Shroff, you want to sell this land or donate this land? So Mr. Shroff said, the land is registered in my wife's name. So the Prabhupada had to wait for a few months till Mrs. Shroff came. And Mrs. Shroff was a pious lady. Mrs. Shroff was also very pious. But she was relatively a little more pious. So Mrs. Shroff came when she came, and she met Prabhupada. And so Prabhupada asked her, you want to donate this land? And Mrs. Shroff readily agreed to donate the land. Whatever her original plan was, the front of the land they would keep for themselves so that they could make some shops to give them some income. And the back portion of the land she was ready to give. But there was a very interesting development that took place at this point. After Mrs. Shroff agreed to donate the land to Prabhupada, there was strong opposition to this idea from two other so-called spiritualists. It appears that other spiritual organizations had also approached Mrs. Shroff for land, for the same land in the past. And Mrs. Shroff had given some type of commitment to two other spiritual organizations. So when these organizations, when these individuals heard that the Shroffs had donated this land to Prabhupada, then they were furious. They threatened violence. And Mrs. Shroff was in a real dilemma what to do. She wanted to give it to Prabhupada, but at the same time she had in the past given some type of verbal commitment. And she was really in a dilemma what to do, and she was having second thoughts about giving the land to Prabhupada. So she told the devotees that, I don't know what to do now. These people are threatening violence. So the news was sent to Prabhupada. By this time, Prabhupada had resumed his world tour, his global traveling. And so at that time, Shirodakshaya Vishnu, he's no more. He was the president of the Vrindavan temple for some time. So Prabhupada told Shirodakshaya Vishnu to go and meet Mr. Shroff. So Shirodakshaya Vishnu went and told Mr. Shroff, you already promised this land to Prabhupada now. You can't take it back. So Mr. Shroff said, I can't decide who the land should be given to now. I will let my Radha Kunj Bihari deities decide. Radha Kunj Bihari is the name of the Shroff family's household deities. I believe we're going there on a pilgrimage day after tomorrow. So all of you will have the opportunity to have darshan of Radha Kunj Bihari.
They're coming here.
They're coming here? No, we're going there too.
We're going to bring the deities from there to here.
We're going there and then bringing the deities here. So she said, I'm going to let Radha Kunj Bihari decide who should get the land. So she devised a very unique formula. She took two small pieces of paper, wrote yes on one and no on the other. And she didn't speak English, so she wrote this in Hindi. She said, I'm going to keep these two slips of paper at the feet of my deities. And I will let them decide if I should give this land to Prabhupada. So she kept one yes, one no. And she asked Shirodakshaya Vishnu to pick one of the two. And by Krishna's arrangement, he picked the paper that had a yes on it. So when she saw the yes, she said, now it's final. This land is going to Prabhupada. So then we decided this land will go to Prabhupada. But still all the problems are over. The front of the land, Mrs. Shroff wanted to keep for herself. So Prabhupada, Mrs. Shroff was away when Prabhupada came to Vrindavan. And then when Mrs. Shroff came back, Prabhupada called her and preached to her. Prabhupada said, but this time Mrs. Shroff had already decided the land is going to Prabhupada. The front of the land would be kept to make some shops for commercial purposes. So, but Prabhupada wanted the front portion of the land also to make a nice entrance. He wanted a nice gate. So when Mrs. Shroff came back, Prabhupada preached to her. Prabhupada, we want to make a nice cake. And Prabhupada preached to her mother. He said, you want Krishna, you think Krishna is your son, and how the son is very dear to the mother. So Prabhupada preached to her, and in the end she decided that Prabhupada can have the whole land. She gave up her idea for having shops in the front. So the entire plot of 4,800 yards was donated to Prabhupada. So Prabhupada gave. And then Prabhupada wanted to register the land in ISKCON's name as soon as possible. So Prabhupada then arranged to call a judge from Mathura. And on March 12, 1972, this land was registered in ISKCON's name. So Prabhupada ki. So 1972, March 12, the land was registered in ISKCON's name. And you know when Prabhupada laid the foundation stone and started the construction? On March 13. On March 12, 1972, Prabhupada got the land registered in ISKCON's name. And on March 13, 1972, he did the Bhumi Puja and started the construction for this temple. And at that time, the devotees were living in the Radhanama temple. When the construction started, they would come regularly doing Harinam over here. And basically there were three teams of devotees that got established in different fields. You had Guru Das and the late Yamuna Mataji overseeing the construction, overseeing the temple. And later on they were very involved in getting the deities made. Then you had Surab and Gunanwa, who took care of the construction. Construction in those days was not so easy as it is now in India. At that time in India, everything was very controlled. You could not even buy cement and steel in the market unless you got some special permit from the government. I mean, these days you can go and buy from the open market any time. But those days, you had to get a special permit. So even if you wanted to go fast in construction, you couldn't go fast. So on March 13th, construction started. The foundation stone was laid, and Prabhupada started the construction right away. So Gunanava and Surab were looking after the construction. Guru Das and Yamuna were looking after the temple. And Guru Kripa, and Guru Kripa and his new team was providing the Lakshmi from Tokyo, collecting in Japan. And the BBT was also sending money. Prabhupada again returned to Vrindavan with his Western disciples on October 14, 1972. Prabhupada landed in Delhi on October 14, and he wanted, his plan was to spend all of Kartik in Vrindavan. Kartik Divasis was from October 15, 72 to November 15. So Prabhupada came and stayed in Radhanama temple for 1 month. Prabhupada was lecturing every morning on Srimad Bhagavatam and every evening on Nectar of Devotion. And Prabhupada was being given a very, very warm welcome by the citizens of Vrindavan. First he was given a warm welcome in 1970 by the mayor and the citizens. And then when he came in 72, with his 400 disciples, Dr. Gopal Kapoor, who was Prabhupada's god brother and a resident of Vrindavan. We also met him on a few occasions. He was asked to formally inaugurate the festival and receive Prabhupada. So Dr. Gopal Kapoor gave a wonderful talk describing what Prabhupada has done, fulfilled Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's prediction that the holy name will be chanted in every town and village of the world. And then he went on to say that I have a secret realization. And that is, and he was speaking in the Radhananda temple. He said, Rupa Goswami, Jiva Goswami, Krishna Kaviraj, the Samadhis are all here at this very auspicious location. And Prabhupada is being appreciated, not just by us, but Prabhupada is also getting the blessings of Rupa Goswami, Krishna Kaviraj, and Jiva Goswami. And they are blessing Prabhupada for what he's done. And they are saying, long live Prabhupada, long live Prabhupada, long live Prabhupada. Which is true. And he said that they're not only blessing Prabhupada, but they're also blessing Prabhupada's disciples who are helping Prabhupada in pushing this movement. So Prabhupada, the construction in 1972 had started. Prabhupada was traveling all over the world. Prabhupada was always very concerned about his Western disciples getting cheated, and they didn't have enough Indian experience. So believe it or not, Prabhupada had such a tight system of management that the bills, he would approve the construction checks, sign the checks, even when he was traveling abroad, and then make the payment, he would check everything. So Prabhupada was very keen that the temple be completed as soon as possible. And at one point, Prabhupada wanted the temple to be opened on Janmashtami, 1973. Imagine, construction started in 72. And Prabhupada told the devotees that if possible, we can even open the temple in sections. By sections that meant just install the deities. The whole temple doesn't have to be completed. But devotees realized that that's almost impossible. So Prabhupada gave up that idea. And then Prabhupada said, okay, we'll open by Janmashtami 1974. And Janmashtami in 74 was on August 9th. So Prabhupada was hoping to get the temple opened by August 9th, 1974. So Prabhupada started writing to his devotees all over the world. We're going to have a grand opening in August 74, and all of you should make plans to come. But Prabhupada was planning and communicating that we want to open the temple in August. But on the ground, the situation wasn't that rosy. Prabhupada was getting letters that yes, we'll be ready for the opening. But then Prabhupada came to Vrindavan on August 4th. And when Prabhupada came to Vrindavan on August 4th, he walked around, he looked everywhere, and he said, no, we can't open in this environment. This is far from complete. He talked to Surab, and Surab also said no. So Prabhupada said, no, what are we going to do? We've told the whole world we're opening, and now we're not opening. And then the local devotees told him, no, we didn't inform the people in Vrindavan. And then finally, it was decided, Prabhupada decided, they will open the temple on Ram Navami, 1975. So devotees were working very hard, and the devotees went on a marathon. And then finally, the temple was opened. When? Navami, 1975. So that was a grand opening. Prabhupada personally organized every aspect of it. Prabhupada emphasized during the opening that the real highlight of the opening is the Harinam Kirtan. But Prabhupada was also concerned that if we did not involve the local Brahmins in the installation ceremony, that they would not accept the deities as duly installed. So under Prabhupada's supervision, the local pandits were invited to install the deities, and the main highlight was the chanting of the holy name. And there was a festival, and eventually the deities were installed 40 years ago, Ram-navami. And Dr. Chera Reddy, who at that time was the governor of Andhra UP, came as a chief guest. So the whole ceremony was done under Prabhupada's supervision. And that's the 40th anniversary that we are celebrating now. So it all happened under Prabhupada's supervision. And also this coincided with the annual Mahaprabhu Vrindavan festival. Around 1972, Prabhupada started the Mahaprabhu Vrindavan festival. And the opening was timed at Janmashtami, because at that time the devotees from the whole world also come from, and over 1,000 devotees came from the West for that ceremony, for the Mahaprabhu Vrindavan festival. I believe they chartered one of the devotees in Los Angeles who used to organize the festival. They chartered a whole 747 Boeing. Can you believe it? They chartered a whole 747 Boeing. This was the first time a 747 Boeing landed in Calcutta because devotees were headed for Mayapur. And at that time, most of the devotees who would come for the festival were from America. Now the pattern has changed. Now most of the foreign devotees who come to the festival are from Russia. Anyway, there were over 1,000 devotees who came for the festival in the grand ceremony. So that 14th anniversary we are celebrating now. So we hope that all of you will enjoy the festival. I wanted to take this opportunity to also thank Pachagoda Prabhu, Devachandi, Kusha Mataji, and the other devotees who have worked hard to plan this festival and hopefully make this festival a good success. Thank you very much.